world, it's Keely and I'm back for another video. This is just going to be another kind of reading update slash Friday reads. Tell you what I've been reading this past week and then also what I'm planning on reading over the weekend. I have a couple vlogs in the works, but honestly my reading has just been kind of chaotic. My week has been kind of chaotic, so I just don't have any of those ready yet, but I'm gonna continue to work on them. I also have an additional little library haul to show you guys. I have finished a couple books this week. I did actually finish both Strange Houses and Strange Pictures by Ukketsu. These are two horror novels that are kind of like loosely connected in that they're the same type of theme and by the same author. These are weird, and I think if you're gonna go into them expecting something to like blow your mind, you're going to be let down. I think if you go into them just wanting to have fun, and if you were of the age that was like really into creepypastas when they first started on the internet, think of these as published creepypastas and I think you'll have a more fun time. So Strange Houses is about this guy who, one of his friends contacts him with the blueprints layout of a house that he's interested in buying, and he's like, hey, what do you think of this house? And the guy that he sends it to was like, I don't know shit about houses, let me ask my architecture friend. And he asks his friend to look at it, and his friend is like, you notice anything weird about that? And then they start uncovering things based on the layout of this house, and it leads to like bigger mysteries that you're trying to solve the entire time. And I loved the idea of it, but overall I didn't love how it wrapped up. I did end up reading a couple reviews, like a full breakdowns of the who did what and how they were connected to each other, so that I better understood what was actually happening, because there's a lot of characters in these books. And yeah, I would say that like overall I give it a 3. It was fun, but it wasn't anything mind-blowing, and I thought the ending was kind of meh. Then I read Strange Pictures. This one I actually read yesterday in one sitting because they're very, very fast reads. And then this one I read today basically in one sitting. And this one is about these images. This psychiatrist person has a patient that's a little girl that murdered her mother, and then she's in like a treatment facility, and they ask her to draw pictures, and then you look at the pictures and try to figure out what's wrong with them. And again, it like gets this whole mystery thing of uncovering a whole bunch of people and their role and everything. And I think this one was stronger than Strange Houses, so I gave this one I gave a 3, this one I gave a 3.5. Again, they're just kind of like fun, weird books, but nothing that really blew me away. I'm happy I got them from the library. My husband does actually want to read both of them now, and I want to put Strange Buildings, which is the newest one, on hold with the library and read that one and see if it ranks maybe a little bit higher than the first two. I also tried reading a super short one. I tried reading The Factory Witches of Lowell by C.S. Malerich, and I DNF'd it at like 40 pages in. It just wasn't holding my interest at all. This is about a group of women that are on strike at a fabric factory, and they're going to use witchcraft to do something, and I was, 40 pages in, and I just didn't give a shit about the characters or what was going to happen. So I tried, didn't love it, so I didn't read it. One I did actually already take back to the library was Haunt Sweet Home by Sarah Pinsker, and I did read that one, and I really, really liked that one. That one is about a girl that's kind of like floating around in life. She doesn't really know what she wants to do. She's dropped out of college many times and is like, this time I'm gonna do it. Her family treats her like shit, and they're like, oh, are you really gonna do it? What's your problem? Like giving her a lot of crap, and so she just doesn't have a good relationship with her family. But she's got this cousin that is the host of a reality TV show where people buy property, and then he brings a team in to uncover the horrors and the ghosts on the property. And I love that concept. It's very fun. I love horror movies that are like that, of like found footage ghost hunter movies. I'm completely blanking on the one that I really, really like, but if I remember, I will put it here. He offers her a job to work on the cast, or like be part of the cast and crew, be part of the crew, and she decides, okay, fine, cool. And then it uncovers some mysteries, and it's kind of like her learning more about herself, and I just thought it was really fun. I was going to give it like a low 3 when I was about 75% of the way through, and then it brought it back. The ending wrapped up in a way that I really liked, so I think I ended up giving that one, I think, a 4.5. I'm not sure. It was really short, but it was a lot of fun, so I'm happy that I read that one. I have then been making more progress in Empire of the Vampire by Jay Kristoff. I am having such a good time with this one. I keep forgetting whoa, okay, just flipped to boobs. I keep forgetting that there are images, like illustrations in this book. And so when I'm reading it on my Kindle in the middle of the night because I can't sleep and then I just get like a vampire in my face, it's pretty fun. So I am enjoying that it's got illustrations in it. I'm like about 100 pages into it so far, and yeah, just having a really fun time with it. That one is about a guy that hunts vampires that's in jail, and a vampire comes to interview him that's like a historian, and he's like, hey, my sire wants your story on record so that hundreds of years from now people can read it and know about what happened here. And so Gabriel is the main character. He's telling his story to this cold blood, this vampire, and Gabriel's basically just a dickhead. He had like a shitty upbringing, which is like, that sucks, that's fine, but also it's your responsibility to not then be a dickhead. And so I'm enjoying it though. He's fun. So I'm reading that one. This weekend is actually going to be pretty busy over the next few days. Today's Thursday. Tomorrow I have work all day, and my husband has to take the car to finish up all the stuff that it needed for inspection, like new tires, new rear brakes, that, fun bullshit. And then Saturday I am going to get my next tattoos, which I'm super excited for. We're filling in parts of my arm. I can't remember if I said it in last video or in vlog that I started, but Saturday I'm going to get a filler piece, probably, I can't show you, like this area right here, and then also this area right here. That's probably where we're going to start, and then come up with a plan to fill in more areas, because as you can see, I have tattoos on my arm, but they don't connect, so I want them to be more filled in. And then Sunday we'll just be kind of recovering from getting tattoos and relaxing. This week has been kind of all over the place, but that's okay. That's how it goes. Over the weekend, my plan, I would love to finish an entire book this weekend. I would really love to read Someone You Can Build a Nest In by John Wiswell. This is a book I got for Christmas. It is supposed to be really fun and weird. It's about shapeshifters. I've heard really, really good things. And it's also, I'm reading it for a couple of reading challenges. So I would like to get this one read. I also need to pick back up A Certain Hunger by Chelsea G. Summers. So those are kind of my reading updates for right now. I have a stack of books here from the library. I thought I would show you guys. I picked up a YA called The Uninvited by Nancy Banks. This is another vampire story. It takes place in Paris, in like the catacombs and stuff, and I just thought that this seemed like a really fun vampire story to add to my vampire reading that I've been doing. Then I picked up this one because it caught my attention. This one is The House Where Death Lives, edited by Alex Brown. It's an anthology of spooky stories. It says each chilling story in this anthology focuses on a different area of the haunted house and features unique takes on monsters from a wide array of cultural traditions. I just thought that sounded like it would be a lot of fun to read. Then one for a reading challenge. I decided that I'm going to do Magical Readathon, so this is the spring equinox. I'm like starting from scratch because I've started many times trying to make characters, and Magical Readathon is one of the hardest reading challenges to like get into and then keep doing because it's been running for so long, and Book Roast, who created it, is one of the most like intense creative people ever. And that's what I was talking in a Discord that I'm in, and I said, like, can all of the reading just to learn about how the Magical Readathon works, can that count as a book? Because it's crazy how much work she has put into it. This is one of the books that I have for one of the prompts for Magical Readathon. So this one is A Box Full of Darkness by Simone St. James. Then this one I've never heard of, but it sounded really interesting. This one is If You're Seeing This, It's Meant for You by Lee Stein. And it says, after her boyfriend dumps her in a Reddit post, unemployed 39-year-old Dana accepts an unusual opportunity from a man she stopped speaking to 20 years ago. If she can help Craig transform his crumbling mansion into a successful hype house of influencers, he can restore his birthright to its former glory, and she can bring back her career from the dead. But someone is missing from the house, a tarot card reader named Becca. Then some other girl that's also an influencer joins, and there's some kind of like murder mystery potentially in the house, and it just sounds like it's going to be a fun haunted house type story. Then for Weird Girl Summer, I picked up Tender is the Flesh. I don't know really anything about this book other than people either absolutely love it or they absolutely hate it. Maybe I'll read this one tonight. This one's really short. And it says, working at the local processing plant, Marcos is in the business of slaughtering humans, though no one calls them that anymore. His wife has left him, his father is sinking into dementia, and Marcos tries not to think too hard about how he makes a living. After all, it happened so quickly. First, it was reported that an infectious virus has made all animal meat poisonous to humans. Then governments initiated the transition. Now eating human meat, special meat, is legal. Marcos tries to stick to numbers, consignments, processing. Then one day he's given a gift, a live specimen of the finest quality, though he's aware that any form of personal contact is forbidden on pain of death. Little by little, he starts to treat her like a human being, and soon he becomes tortured by what has been lost and what might still be saved. I don't know. I've heard very mixed things, but this fits into the Weird Girl vibe, so I decided to pick it up. Let me save that one. Then I grabbed this one, which is She Made Herself a Monster by Anna Kovacheva. This is a vampire story that came out, I think, this year. Takes place in 19th century Bulgaria with a self-proclaimed vampire slayer. And again, not a very long one, so I think this one will be fun to add to the list of vampire books. One I'm really excited to get to is The Red Winter by Cameron Sullivan. This is a Beast of Galvadon kind of story. I've been hearing really good things about it, and I'm just excited to have another fantasy to put on my list. And then the final one that I grabbed is On Sundays, She Picked Flowers by Yaya Schofield, and this one was one of the ones on my list of books that came out so far this year that sounded crazy, and it's about like a haunted house and some other stuff. I don't know, it just sounded weird and it sounded fun, so I decided to grab that one. So I've got a lot of books here. I'll show you guys. Books. Lots of books everywhere, but I just wanted to jump on real quick and tell you guys what I am reading so that I don't miss my post for Fridays. So let me know what you guys are reading this weekend. Are you having fun with your reading? Are you doing okay? I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.